for the 1v1 Elite. Show it's time for the 1v1 Elite Showdown. Live. The entirety of the Union of Soviet Socialist Republics is with Bulat today because he's 0-1 down in the face of wanton aggression from the Dutch master. I always call Dutch people masters, I don't know why. It's the Angry Dutchman in the north as the Wehrmacht, and I'm here today casting with Alpern. Hello, Alpern.
Hello, hello, hello. How are we doing today?
Many people on YouTube. There are a lot of people that aren't really Twitch watchers, but they just chill out on YouTube. That I've seen a lot of your games, Alpern, but you are, you're a streamer these days. Do a lot of streaming yourself, twitch.tv/Alpern. Maybe introduce yourself, I guess.
Yeah, I'm Alpern.
Very helpful.
Period.
I'm gonna turn you up as we go. I'm gonna get the mix sorted, lads. Don't worry. If he's a bit quiet now, he won't be within. It takes me roughly about 2 hours to do this usually, so it'll be really fast.
I can just raise my voice as well, That's
very good.
More,
very good. Got the MG42 and Grenadier start from Angry Dutchman. Now, Bulat lost that first game, Alpern. You were watching it on Twitch. What was your assessment of his performance, and where did it go wrong for the Russian?
I think you even mentioned it. I think it was just a bit slow hitting to, or reaching rather, Battle Phase 3. He was kind of slow. And when you're facing KV1s, you're gonna really struggle with just a P4. And the Panther was just too late. Like, you mentioned all this stuff. You know what went wrong. You have enough experience in Code 2, I believe, to see where things went wrong.
Just about. Unfortunately, it can't help me in my own games. I just go into a spiral of self-hatred. But anyway, we are watching Bulat, who's playing hard today. You can't deny he didn't try in that previous game. He managed to get to bloody 45-odd minutes, for God's sake. And but Dutchman's looked a bit sharper recently, Alpern, would you say? I don't know. Those past couple of weeks, he's had a few good games.
Yeah, I mean, you had a theory, right? Or a thesis, rather, where you said that the less you play the game, the better you become. Is that
After
true,
a certain point, that is true. I'm a big believer in quality over quantity.
Oh. So maybe I should just not play this game anymore and I'll become Isildur Kappa.
Oh, it's like... Okay, let me explain. Streaming the game and playing like auto-match baddies over and over again and showing off with B4s isn't necessarily the best way to win tournaments. Isildur learned the hard, practiced and scrimmed, but quality with big breaks and lots of replay analysis, that kind of thing. It's boring, basically. You want to have fun and play around with B4s, stream, but you might not necessarily become a world champion that way.
I totally agree with you. I think it's true.
And there we go. And Dutchman, has he been playing a lot more practice recently? Do you reckon a little more hardcore, would you say?
I'm not so sure. It's just he's got his game plan and he follows it really well. I think he knows what works and what doesn't, and it's really paying off here with this more. I wouldn't say passive necessarily, but it's a more laid back approach. As you can see last game, even though he had a huge advantage, he kind of just takes it slow and makes sure he doesn't make any major fuck ups. If I may drop the
it's fine.
here.
I swear all the time. I'm never going to get sponsors for the Master League, mate. I mean,
okay.
Say whatever you want. I've given up. I've given up saying to Ed, "Swear jaw," like in a really camp voice, but. It's going to make him hate me eventually anyway, to be fair. So I've just, swear as much as you like. It's absolutely fine. But I've got a theory. We'll just keep an eye on the combat. Just give it some respect, actually, just in case anything cool's happening. But right now, it looks like Angry Dutchman's getting an early advantage, getting a cut-off here. He's got his fuel connected. He's pushing up with the Grenadiers. But I've got a theory about Co. I think it's directly proportional to human raw intelligence and just but the ability to be adaptable and versatile and all sorts of good stuff. Dutchman's a bloody doctor, for God's sake, isn't he? He's got to be a clever lad, you know what I mean? So,
yeah.
He's
playing really well here. Just looking at the map, he has completely cut off Bulat from any resources whatsoever. Look at the resource gain difference between the two players right now. It's 7 fuel for Bulat, while 35 for Dutchman. So that's just really good opening here from him with the cutoff plays here.
Completely agree. One thing he might need to work on though is finishing games off like Dev M Kimbo style or Isilda style, where you get an advantage and you push it, you push it, you push it. Coming here too, it is possible to do that, Alpen, but it just takes so much more skill. And a lot of players aren't quite there in terms of tournament gameplay. They're not able to finish somebody off. But it's easier said than done, to be honest, Alpen. I can say it, make it sound easy, but bloody hell, mate. Co2's a brutal mistress when it comes to that kind of stuff.
It is, and it's a lot comes down to just reading how the game is going, which can be very difficult when you get tunnel vision on certain engagements or certain game plans, for instance. Like every game is very different from another, and it's about reading when to do what.
So true. It's not cookie cutter. It's not like StarCraft 2 where you can replicate a lot of strategies and a lot of tactics. And of course, it has the same degree of variety overall, but I think Go2 just has innate, crazy chaos variety that is just irreplicable. There's, you know, all you can do is train yourself to be versatile, really. MG42 set up. The only time, sorry, I will correct myself. The only time that hasn't happened is, do you remember the World Championships 2020 with the mechanized versus Austria in every single game? That's the first time I ever thought, bloody hell, this is now actually kind of like esports. It's really boring. Let's focus on the game. We've got a Blizzard coming in 47 seconds. MG42 set up. It can see for now, Alpen, but for how long?
Yeah, we will see here. I think Dutchman is more focusing on the left side, looking there. He's got a huge force moving out of base. And he's gonna meet a mine, taking out half the Grenadier squad, instantly pushing him back to base. But he is looking for that cutoff instantly. He's just beelining through the map for the cutoff there from
another mine as well. Big plume of blood and debris and snow goes up. And that's not good because he actually ceded map control, Alpen. He ceded map control because he got a bunker, so every single squad was in base. And those first two squads arrive have lost a combined 120 manpower on their re-arrival onto the battlefield.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah, of course, with the Grenadier very expensive reinforced cost and only being 4-man squads, mines are very effective versus Ost here because of this.
Could have our first Coldtech death. Come on, Pioneers! Oh.
He's gonna switch it around. He's gonna move them to the bonfire there and put the Grenadier back to the VP, maybe.
I'd love it. Have you seen The Shining? Of course you've seen The Shining. You're an educated man.
Of course.
I would love it if they become like Jack Nicholson at the end, you know, when they freeze. Like just little Jack Nicholsons everywhere.
Here's Johnny. So we see Jaeger infantry from Dutchman. This is the same commander Bulat opted for in the first game.
The enemy has driven a wedge in our lines.
He's indeed a damn good commander to utilise. Bulat at his disposal as counter-attack. NKVD, which I doubt we'll see, and God rifle combined on. So a lot of KV-1s in the meta, Alpen. Have you had a chance to use that hold down yet?
Yeah, you can see the KV-1 is getting really popular, and it's been popular for quite a while now as well. It's just been a bit outshined by the Osttruppen meta, as we mentioned, where Soviets kind of struggled. But now, when Soviets can actually reach the late game, they've got that powerhouse in the KV-1 that can just lock down games, essentially, especially when it hits Vet-1 and it gets that lockdown or hull down ability.
Oh,
it's just... Yeah.
And have you taken a KV-1 into your enemy's base and used it yet?
I have
done that. It's really funny. Park a KV-1 in somebody next to their headquarters, hold down and just like chill. Anyway, the blizzard's cleared now, Alpen. We can come out of our little holes again and smell the honey.
Indeed. You see the 2v2 putting pressure on. We just got the T-70 out from Mr. Bulat entering the battlefield. He's also getting a sysgun. We'll see if we can grab back some map here. Currently, Dutchman is just pushing on all fronts, it looks like to me.
He is. He's doing a damn good job of it so far.
Yeah, we see that Jaeger command squad, of course, courtesy of this commander. It's just a beefed up grenadier, essentially, with sprint and smoke as well as the rifle nade and Faust. And we see a sprint here on the 2-2, gets the snare off.
It's like how Grenadiers would be if Imperial Dane and Orange Pest were on the balance team. Brendan's pushing up. As Elpin rightly mentioned, Angry Dutchman's putting a hell of a lot of pressure down. And he's got I must say, DevM is live and active in chat right now watching this. So not only is he on form this year and he has his eyes set on Isildur and all this stuff, but he won last weekend's tournament and he's currently watching Dutchman. That's a pretty scary prospect, isn't it? So Dutchman's going to come through Bulat, who by all accounts is a very good auto-match level player and pretty tricky customer, but he's beatable, very beatable, but it takes a while. You can have a little bit of endurance and fatigue. Then he's got a best of 5 against DevM waiting for him. Holy shit, that's tough.
Yeah, he's like scouting out his opponents, you know, he's a spy in the water. Probably looking what they're picking. Of course, this tournament is Commander Terminator, but I believe it doesn't go into effect until round 2. So
Yes.
the commanders you see here can actually be repicked. And it essentially shows what these players will do, I think, in the game versus DevM, which is coming up after this. So he can prepare a bit and see what he will face, essentially.
Cool stuff as the Grenadiers mounting to 6 kills now. The conscripts do finally force them away, but we've got a good amount of fuel control for Dutchman in the east as the 2-2 watches over the centre. Hasn't attained any veterancy quite yet, but and it eats us this shot. Can the guards finish the job? Very likely. There you go.
That's a heavy loss for Dutchman, actually. He really wants to keep that 2-2 alive, not only for vision, but in this matchup as well, considering Bulat opted for the rifle, what's it called? The rifle commander that he's picked, rifle guard.
Yes, arms, rifle, guards, tactics, commander.
That's the one.
Combined. The hyphen. Combined.
With the skill planes there in the end game, the 2-2 can actually really help out and make sure that the duration is a bit shorter by shooting down the planes, which is just a nice bonus if you can bring that vehicle to late game.
One Ivan in chat says, I've been up for 20 hours, make the suffering end. That guy's a madman. He really is. Hope he qualifies for GCS 3 this year. It would not be GCS without One Ivan.
Yeah, he's making it into this type of, you know, tradition where he stays up before every tournament. I don't know, maybe he thinks it's like his lucky charm, you know, staying up before the tournament.
I think we need his blood test results, mate. We need to get Varda from MMA in there. But if it works for him, it works for him, you know? Like
yeah, it says here he's going to fight for the boost in GCS 3. Of course, he might want to update his sub notification on Twitch, where he's stumbling around.
Oh, that was legendary, yeah. Just imagine, remember him and Von Klug were trying to flirt with this incredibly hot ESL girl, like she was smoking. And they were like a bunch of Ko2 nerds. And she was like, just basically honeydicking them and like, you know, playing along kind of thing. And they were like, I don't know, they were like tactically theorizing which of them has the better chance. I swear to God this happened because they both drank a lot. But it was so funny.
Yeah. Hopefully one of you guys would bring a camera next time so we can save all of this amazing.
There's a lot. There are some good photos.
Stories.
I swear to God, we got good photos, but we definitely need more. GCS 3 will be less about mega tournament because GCS 2 was ridiculous. It can't be beaten. So GCS 3 will be more about barbecue and party, basically. I know the process for the guest list will be I'll put everybody in a hierarchy of who's done the most and donated the most and contributed the most, and that'll be first come first serve, basically. About 40 invites, maybe we'll go out first 20 or so to snap it up. We'll get a golden ticket, and then you got your 4 players, your casters, your referees. It'll be good, very good.
I'm looking forward to seeing that, really.
That'll be awesome. In Denmark as well, which would be an interesting location. Hopefully this bloody coronavirus is under control. Some really worrying news. Apparently it's getting worse again in Central Europe. Because Britain kept all the vaccines, and then
Our territory.
Sweden tried to say Britain's vaccines didn't work, but now they say they do, and no, I'm joking. I don't really follow the news at the moment. I've kind of switched off. But
Yeah, me neither. You know, after a while, you grew kind of tired of hearing about that stuff.
Same.
Right now, we're just watching, you know, high-tier Company of Heroes 2 games. Like, that's what we're here for.
Exactly. I'm more interested in the stat screens on a Company of Heroes 2 game than Worldometer, basically, is what I'm trying to say. T70, by the way, has done 3... I mean, let's give Bulat some credit. We've basically kind of de facto written Bulat off, but I'm not so sure we can do. He is Soviets. It is Crossroads, the Soviet hunting ground where they can really, like, grind a victory out.
Yeah, but he is behind here, though. Dutchman just had his P4 enter the field here, pushing up, and he's got a huge push both on the left and the center right now, with the P4 arriving from the east. Meanwhile, Bulat is quite far away if he's gonna save for that KV1, especially if he gets cut off here. It's a couple more minutes of the fuel income needs.
Tell you what, a cut-off would be brutal if under a blizzard. Really finish this off.
Yeah, we got the blizzard in less than half a minute as well.
Artillery barrage.
This is big.
Looking to survive there. Conscript's coming for the kill. He's got a good amount of health on the surviving Soldaten, however. Panzer IV backs away. Grenz watch on as the Jaegers do as well. Blizzard in 30 seconds.
Ooh, T7. Your Sysgun connects might be a snared P4 here. He's sprinting. He's retreating though, he's not going for it. Probably realized he didn't have much for to follow it up with.
I think your latency, your delay, you might want to refresh your browser, Alpine, just to give yourself this minimum. That was like 7 seconds Doctor Who commentary kind of thing, but
all right.
but
Caution. Blizzard.
anyway, the blizzard's on, Alpine. Let's just well, no, this could be it. Feisty. I don't think the players are beginning to ignore the blizzards and just play through it now. They're not just chilling out. No, Angry Dutchman's backing away.
Attempting to steal our sector.
He's probably scared of a vehicle from Bulat. It is vehicle timing here for him too.
Territory is out of contact.
That's what he can see. He's missing, however. Let's have a look without the UI and just get fully disorientated with these beautiful blizzards. You can't see anything, basically. Like a ghost in Pac-Man. He's just a whacker around the map and hope he finds something.
Looks like an oil painting, you know, almost.
It does. It's beautiful, isn't
Kind
it?
of. Yeah, Code 2 is a very beautiful game, I think.
It is very underrated for its graphics.
Yeah, very cinematic as well. Mostly because it's running at 30 FPS, maybe.
Yes, exactly. 29 NTSC. Let's go.
We see here he's probably saving for the KV1, I'm sure of it. Especially when he saw, probably looking for some revenge for last game versus those KV1s.
Interestingly, Angry Dutchman's actually behind on the victory point game. Bulat has a good tank of fuel. Angry Dutchman, where is he with his teching? Let's get Fog of War off, shall we? With his teching, he is up to battle phase 3. Does he have it constructed quite yet? Oh, just heard a rifle nade. I don't want to miss it. Did I? I didn't. Sorry, Alpine.
It's fine, he's fine.
There we go. The blizzard's now passing. AE's FPS is returning. And the Panzer IV's looking for a vital conscript wipe now.
Might go down.
Beautiful. Of course, one player that probably could not play today, even if he wanted to, is Nagano. He does have a Celeron 2 processor and a GTX 110 graphics card.
It's not about the hardware, you know, it's what you do with it, you know? It's not about the length of the hardware, it's about
Oh, I see, okay.
what motion you use it in. And Nagano is really good with his motions, his movements.
Okay. Fair enough. A little bit of Company Heroes erotica there from Alpern as the Zisgun backs away and the Grens massage their way into the center.
Of course, as expected, we see the KV1 cooking as well, so Bulat is about to have a huge power spike here, which might swing him back into the game.
Panzer IV's firing through the hedgerow against this guard squad. Meanwhile, we have an engagement in the northwest. Conscripts under heavy duress, forced away. T-70 comes to do some damage.
You gotta be careful with those two-man crews. There's a lot of mines out on the map. I mean, Bulat's been quite busy throughout the entire game, I think.
But danger knocking on the door of that T-70, and Bulat senses it. He hears the rumbling of the Panzer IV's engine. Gets out of there, and he is Big Clement. This time under Bulat's direction.
The enemy is taking our
For a
territory.
cinematic shot of hedgerow destruction. Always good to have. There we go. I've
it's a
probably missed
gardener.
several engagements.
Gardening everyone.
Gardening, I like it. Elsewhere, combat engineers capping up the victory points because Bulat wants to keep that advantage. The advantage he has, of course. But we're all waiting to see what Dutchman does with his Tier 4 heavy Panzer Corps. Where's he going to go, Alpen? Panther, perhaps?
I expect a Brumber here actually, but he might go straight for a Panther. But I think a Brumber and a second pack might be the better decision long term. But it's really up to Dutchman here what he thinks is suitable.
Certainly do a lot of anti-infantry work, especially targeting that guard squad, but there's not many support weapons. So the infantry will be quite mobile. If Bulat's micro's good, maybe he could negate a Brumbear. We'll have to wait and see. Certainly plays very well with them on his stream, does Dutchman.
Hey, good point. It's just Brumber is just such a powerhouse, and it really like makes you win the map essentially, which is really good on a map such as this, where it's very you usually have your side and then there's an opponent's side, so that the map plays kind of stale in the later parts of the game.
Guards those DP light machine guns up against two LMG 42s. We know which one wins that, but Bulat is after it. Meanwhile, Jaeger's forced away. We've got Zis possibly queuing up a barrage. KV1's not in the action, wants to be repaired. What have you seen, Alpen?
He's playing both players playing very safe here. It seems Dutchman is probably going for a Panther, as you say. It's not a bad choice at all, I don't think. Zero dodged rifle nade there. Conscripts. He's cooking up the Panther.
Certainly is. And there it is indeed. The Panzerkampfwagen 5 is on its way. The Rheinmetall factory is just hooking it up right now.
The enemy is attempting to steal our sector.
How did you
I'm
find
really-
playing on Blizzard's early Alpen? You were against Orange Pest, I believe, weren't you?
Yeah, it is an interesting concept, I'll say. An interesting mechanic. But I think it was removed once for a reason, and I think that reason might still be true.
You're very political, I love it. You're saying you hate lizards and you think they're a pile of turdlings.
Yes, but I'm not against having events such as this, you know, where you
No.
mix up the rules a bit, and it you know, it makes the game a bit more fun, especially for viewers, I think.
Definitely.
Mixing it up a bit.
I think it's all about variety and keeping this community active and having fun. And it's nice to have a tournament like this. A lot of the rest of this tournament's very serious business. It's well seeded and all based on the Master Leagues. It's all good stuff. One tournament that will be coming soon, Alpin, that I think we should all be very excited for, isn't actually announced yet. I don't know if you saw it in the ideas section of the Patreon Discord, but
I've seen a lot, so I'm not
the
quite sure what you're referring
Co-Olympics.
to. The what?
The Co-Olympics.
Sounds amazing. I have no clue what that refers to, but
Well, let's watch this engagement first of all. I'll tell you a little bit about it in a second. The MG42 suppressing everything that stands before it. The Panther pushes in against its arch nemesis. The KV gets 2 penetrations in there. Got a Panzerfaust threatening, but the KV will amble away.
every shot is penetrating, it seems, for that Panther.
It is. He can even finish the job here, Alpin. There's no support.
Oh, where's the sys guns in all this? Bulat is completely outmaneuvered, it seems.
Way out of the picture. KV's trying to back into it. Misses a shot from the Panther. I think that miss might mean he won't pursue now. A little bit too much. He's already gone over a common mine spot. Goes for an attack ground at distance. But no, that should be enough
Yeah, he's
for
playing.
Dutchman.
Oh, he's turning around. This might actually be really bad if he gets snared here in front of that Siskan. Oh, the Siskan reversed back. Never mind, never mind.
He did have 18-8. That's what I'm saying. Bulat's not been very quick today. Some of his micro hasn't been so hot at times, unfortunately for him.
Might be nerves, you know. It's I think this is one of his first tournaments he's ever participating in.
Oh, really?
I'm not really keeping track of his. I don't remember seeing Bulat before in a tournament.
Cons forsake their position there, and there's another LMG Grenadier to gun them down. Gonna end badly. God Squad pushes up. And that's right, Alpern! We've got another Blizzard incoming as we play.
Shout out to the developing company.
Oh, I should have the FPS counter. Oh my god, why do I not have the FPS counter active? Could you imagine? That would be so much fun.
Yeah. As we see the P4 just pushing away the T70 here. I mean, Dutchman is just controlling me. Oh,
that was a good light artillery barrage. God Squad somehow survives. Veteran C3 intact.
With a sliver of health.
There we go. There's the caster bingo. Slither of health. Tick it off on your cards, ladies and gentlemen. I've tried to move away from Slither of health to say line of pixels now, Alpin. I've graduated from Slither of health.
Yeah,
but
you're a variety caster. I like repeating myself over and over.
I've just had so much time. I now catch my own cliches, and you've been a big help in that this year, Alpin. Of course, creating AE casting bingo. That's great. Pretty traumatic if you were me, though, I must say. Like,
oh,
Jesus,
really?
they've worked me out here.
Oh, no, I don't know. I hope not. I think you're a great caster, dude. And I'm very honored to be here. I'm trying to keep up with your amazing mentions.
Indeed. Thank you, Alpin.
As we see a Verfer from Dutchman.
My girlfriend is convinced streaming makes me ultra arrogant, so hopefully she's cringing listening to this, thinking, oh, for fuck's sake. Because we're going to regress 5 years now. My head's getting 2 times larger. Anyway, rocket vehicle has arrived, Alpin. It is indeed the Verfer of Panzers on its way. The conscripts are freezing to death, however. Will we have our first Coldtech death? Yes, we are indeed. 7-man conscripts. Well, who's going to freeze? Will it be Neville? Will it be Bolgrat? There is! Oh, he's gone! He's a goner, Alpin! Yet! Why am I frozen?
Forgot my winter clothes.
Babushka! You did not give me your coat. So sad. So sad. There's no fire here. They're all freezing.
Throw a Molotov, make a bonfire.
Oh, another one's died. He's too cold.
The Russian has no disregard for his soldiers.
Make them march through the snow. He doesn't give a shit. More are gonna freeze to death. He's lost so many now. Who's gonna be the last one? Oh, no, the blizzard's passed. He'll be safe, I think, just about. Bloody hell.
It suddenly gets warm enough.
They have the ability to plant fires as well, so I think Bulat was ultra brutal there. No fire, only cap. Nice Panzerwerfer volley. Takes out the Zisk-gun. KV-1's watching over.
Panther could move in here if he realizes, but there's, of course, the IL-2 is activated from Bulat. Probably forcing Dutchman to stay back.
Oh, but he LABs it. Oh, it's Company of One clicks out there. They're clicking furiously on the UI, on the map, on the UI, on the map. Who's gonna win, Alpern?
The enemy is taking our territory.
I'm making myself laugh at least, you know. If I've accomplished one thing today. Conscripts push away the Grenadiers from the centre. Bulat is in this, Alpern.
Yeah, it's his second KV1 as well, dude. I don't think this game is over.
No way.
You know, Soviets have that late game thing going on as well, where they suddenly, I don't know what happens, but they just become really good in the late game, which is why you see them so often. Especially on maps such as this.
Completely negates the inherent factional design of Company Heroes. Soviets are the tournament late game powerhouse. Brutal to come up against.
See a push here, it seems. Siskan, T70, KV1, everything is moving up. Dutchman is stuck in this corner, but KV1 takes a lot of hits here.
Indeed, and we do have 18A threatening. Bulat's off second behind. Gets it off, however. Where's that Ziskan? Been
Yeah, where's
pushed
the
away, it
follow-up?
seems. Exactly.
Second KV1 is coming, but I think it might be too late. The opportunity is gone here.
Enemy forces are securing our territory.
P4 is gonna get snared as well. The Siskan is there, but he is not lining it up.
There's a Firth on the retreat path. Oh, unfortunate for Dutchman. It was well thought, but not lucky enough for him. Ooh.
Yeah, this game is, I mean, if you look at the pop cap, it seems to me that Dutchman should have a huge advantage here, but I'm not quite so sure. I mean, Bulat has the map, he has the army, he has the fuel, so he can get more stuff eventually. This is open for both players, really.
Certainly seems to be that way, indeed. 30 minutes in, and we might as well just start the game now.
Yeah.
Here we go. But I have to say the Panther possibly hasn't worked well enough in unison with the pack, and maybe a Faust or two, but it's easier said than done. Certainly needs to recharge his Stukas, and I would advise the Dutchman, if I could be his half-time coach, to just collect everything, collect all of his munitions and go for decisive pushes. He's got to try and use the Stuka fire, but that leaves himself open to a counter-attack, Elper. If he does that, maybe he'll get an IL-2 in return on the path back to base after the push. So it's easier said than done, and I can see this game going on for a very long time.
Yeah, I think in hindsight that Brumbar probably could have been better there instead of the Panther pick, especially looking at where the game is going. But that's not to say that it would be necessarily the best choice, of course.
Big mine now. What a shot from the KV1. Jaegers are very lucky to be alive.
It's out of there with a pixel of HP this time.
Oh, indeed. Slithering away with his health.
Slithering pixels.
Here we go. We've got Panther showing its ass to the combat engineers, but it is only a combat engineer squad. There's nothing to defend for Bulat. Meanwhile, he's actually pushing on the western side, taking out the Vet 3 MG42 perhaps. Oh, gets out of there.
Yeah, well, Dutchman is making some sort of push here in the center. It seems like he's getting ready for something.
That's what we want to see, though, Elper. We want to see something decisive. And actually, this is the best time for it. Well, no, he has an LAB, but his opponent doesn't have the IL-2 to save the day.
They're both about a minute away, which could mean anything.
Yeah, true.
Might see some dogfighting in the air.
I'd love it if the planes hit each other just once. That'd be so cool. In air collision. I can only dream.
Yeah, maybe in Co-3.
I remember in GCS2 when that railway artillery shell was blocked by a plane. The plane just tanked it. That was amazing. Well, that's pushing back up into the centre. He's creeping back. We've got a massive state. I'm going to have to pan down to show everybody the standoff in the centre. Where's the Panzerwerfer and all this? It is indeed firing. Very close, by the way. This could be the end of Bulat's push. Zis gets
walked straight
annihilated.
into it.
Oh, dear.
Well, this is his opportunity once again. There's barely any 80 on the field for Bulat, and I mean, Dutchman has a pack, a P4 and a Panther. He should be able to make a move here if he recognizes the situation.
The infantry combo there. KV1 pushes in, but the Panther awaits. Jaegers are holding the centre. Could he be decisive here, perhaps, but not with the IL-2s overhead. Both Grens forced away by the conscripts. It's rare you'd see that happen.
A very safe play from both players. We see here an Su-85 from Bulat. I completely agree with this choice. I think it's an amazing pickup here, really. Su-85.
It's a damn fine idea.
Yeah.
As we're seeing the conscripts continuing the pressure. he's repairing. Oh no, sorry, he's putting a med kit down with all the pack there. Might
He's
as well
using
repair it.
everything.
Just as he does that, the plane comes in
Oh.
and shoots it. Meanwhile, we've just had a flare go down, by the way, from the Jaeger squad, just allowing the Panther to push in. Veteran C2 now on that bad boy. He's going for the T70.
Yeah,
Now he's
that's
turning
a
his attention.
smart pick. He's of course not aware of the SU-85 cooking, so this could actually end really poor for Dutchman if he chooses to engage.
Oh, could it? Because, Elpern, it's time to play
The
Blizzard!
game!
Yay! Woo! Blizzard! Blizzard! Arbitrary cinematic RNG event. No inherent player input. My favourite.
Say goodbye to your units and say goodbye to your frames.
And say hello to Relic Coding from 2012. Shall we take everything that made Company Heroes 1 so successful? No! Make them freeze! What about that famous territory system? Change it! Oh, so much good fun can be had. KO2 is a good game these days. It's nice to have a little look back on its history and have a bit of fun as well. And make some of the best players in the world play in that fun. And that's what the Master League's all about. Ocean Blizzard. Let's have a look at the Fog of War, activated from the Dutchman's perspective as the KV-1 pushes in, but the Panther can't be seen. Look at that KV-1 vision. That is pitiful.
Yeah. It ain't much, but it's honest work, as they would say.
Pass him his reading glasses, because this guy is... I don't even see what he's doing. Like one of those mudfish on the bottom of the seabed, just like feeling around. Catfish, that's it. Not on about Elpern's dating experience.
Oh god. Why you bring that up? Yeah. Maybe I should do as Dutchman and he's gonna have to teach me the ways of Tinder.
Oh, what a shot there by the KV-1. It continuously almost kills things. It's very good at almost killing.
Might freeze to death back to base actually.
What is he? He's not even letting them get close to the fire. This guy is... Oh, there we go. Oh, he's learning. Straight into the Jaeger squad. And then runs away. Any other squads in danger of death? Yes, we've got a danger of death squad here. Standing next to the KV-1, waiting to die. Can we come inside? No, you can't. There we go. Just had I think that was a freeze death. Can he get
Yeah, I
there?
think so too.
Yes, there we go. He's heating up. Oh, this is cracking stuff. Loving it, Elpern.
I hope
There's
someone
no fires
brought
here.
some marshmallows to that bonfire.
Oh, about a
in the tar.
grenade. That'll heat you up.
Pioneers blowing up. Maybe
Yeah.
rather that than freeze to death.
You ever heard that really rapey Christmas song? Oh, baby, it's cold outside. My gods are freezing. All my infantry are dead.
The rapey Christmas song. No, I'm
You
gonna add
haven't
that
heard
to the
that?
list.
Oh, dude. It's like this guy trying to convince this woman to stay in his house, saying it's too cold to leave. Yeah. Been sang and resung many times.
This game though, Dutchman is down to 60 VPs by the way. That's looking pretty bad. He's currently being drained with the VPs as well. He needs to make plays here. Being a bit too passive with this map control of his.
Yes, indeed. Bulat's next move would likely be a Katusha, but he's actually got not enough population cap. Both players are around the 90 mark if everything's reinforced. So, yeah, they're out of moves now in terms of strategic build order. They've just got to play with what they've got, and they've got to pick their moments. Fortunately for Angry Dutchman, the big ace in his hole, though, is 250 munitions.
Yeah, it's ready for him, but he really needs to make something here. He's down to 47 now, and it keeps on draining. As he just gets pushed back. SU-85 just...
Oh, he's blitzing as well! And he's blitzing past the KV-1, whose turret can traverse, does not penetrate, however. The T-70 gets a shot taken away from it. The Pax at long range does not finish off the T-70. Here comes the Panther. We've also got the Stukas from the sky above. Panther's looking for some shots, gets the SU-85, but is now exposed. He gets rear armor to the KV-1. Meanwhile, the pack does find the T-70. SU-85 does go down. However, every shot penetrates from that KV-1. Alpern, and the Panther is down.
Yeah, but he traded that just to grab the far right VP, I think. I'm not sure if it's good enough. It's
Maybe
looking
not,
pretty
and the
bad.
pack gets another shot on the KV-1 there. It's up to Veteran 3. May even finish the job. Where's the Panzerwerfer? Where's that target of choice? There it is. It's in the center. KV-1 goes down. God, very lucky to survive. I have no idea who won these engagements, Alpern. We're gonna...
I don't think there is a winner. I don't think there is a winner. It's only losers in that one. But I would say Dutchman probably lost less because he didn't lose the game, which is he needed to do something. Right? He was down with the.
Yes.
He was getting drained there, so he was just forced into that position.
Von Ivan says he was the winner. If he says so, I'm not going to argue with him.
He's always the winner, no matter the outcome. He's the winner.
Machine gun sets up. Conscripts push on.
I'm
And
gonna say
they...
Molotov as well.
Oh, yes. Alpern's casting this on Game Sense, man. He can't even see this in real time. I was thinking, what would Alpern do?
Trying to figure it out ahead of time, yeah. So we see a T-34-76 from Bulat. Oh, I do like this one. You can
Good
even
for
dive
VP
it for
struggle.
the Werfer. Yeah, it's good for
Yeah.
VP control. If he hits wet one, he can cap with it as well. You know, it's just a very good pickup here, I think.
I mean, what does a Vet 3 KV-1? It's all survivability bonuses.
Yeah.
Fire with greater frequency. Holy shit, it's raw DPS output. That's a pretty important bonus. Machine gun KV-1 in the house.
I think Dutchman might be in trouble here. Yeah, he has no manpower left.
I had a bit of a lag spike there. I thought that he'd thrown in the towel. Maybe he saw the writing on the wall, but no, he fights on. As the conscripts evade. Well played by Bulat for the first time there as the T-34 pushes in. And does he finish the veteran off?
MG might go down. He could continue here. He could go for the Werfer as well if he finds it. There's
Finds
no
it.
snares in sight, as far as I can tell.
There
Some
you
skill
go.
planes from Bulat as well, as the KV-1 just smacks his ass. Dutchman throws in the towel!
Taps
Which
out indeed. GG, well played. We're going to decide in ace game for the right to play DevM in a best of 5. Let's do this. Oh, there we go. Mr. Alpern, let's get our beautiful faces on the screen, shall we? I think that's a better idea. And wow, it was a 42-minute game. I did not expect Bulat to win. I think I was very disrespectful at times, and he proved me wrong. So fair enough.
Yeah, I think Dutchman was just a bit too passive there. The VP drain really started showing, and he reacted a bit too late with a play that wasn't enough. I think that's about it to summarize that game.
Yeah, I mean it was a good play. He pulled the trigger, but as you said, I don't think he pulled it